visit us up here at the Marble Museum because we're so nice. We're up here in the woods and we don't have much else to do but entertain you with stories and tall tales, things like that. But this is the home of the Vermont Marble Company. It was founded by one of the Sutherland brothers. They call it Sutherland Falls. That was later taken over by Proctor. Redfield Proctor was Secretary of War in, I believe, the Harding administration, and he's the one that procured all the marble, that's Vermont marble, most of it, for the buildings in Washington, D.C., similar to Halliburton in the Iraq situation.
It's nice to have
they got that kind of,
little graph going on. You got the right guy.
A little graph, yeah. It's kind of a. So when you plot that on your graph, that's where you get it. You get this industry got very famous and was the largest employer in the country at one time, at the turn of the century.
So, but the Indians were here for quite a while, and obviously, but when the Europeans moved in here, did they discover the marble right away, or was it something that kind of took a while? And
the early settlers came up here on the Crown Point Road, which went up to New York State, and also the Indians followed the Otter Creek, which goes up through here and flows north, actually, into the Champlain Lake Champlain, named by Samuel D. Champlain, who was
a little Frenchy guy.
Yeah, he's a Frenchy guy. But also Benedict Arnold fought in a battle in Lake Champlain. Not too many people know that.
Big hero.
Not too many people care, but at the same time, he was a hero in that one.
Yeah.
And then later on went on to be something else.
Yes, because his wife, what's her name, Peggy Shippen, was a Tory. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. yeah. But the marble was discovered by outcroppings that they decided these early settlers used for tombstones. They cut those little rock outcroppings into tombstones and formed the first tombstones. And someone had the idea, wait, we could make a company, get together a group of misfits and start making some tombstones, because people are going to die. It's one thing you do know.
You got a solid market in there.
It's a good market. Yeah. It's a great market. So if you can get a piece of that action, you could stay right above the stimulus package or unemployment benefits or anything like that. Get in the depth of the business where people are dying. You're always going to have work. And that's how the marble tombstone business started.
And it went from there to buildings, and I noticed that all the marble from the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier came from this quarry or from this company?
No, actually, that particular tomb came from, that piece of marble was 56,000 tons. 56 tons, actually, sorry. It came from Colorado, brought on a rail car, rickety rail car, all the way from Colorado to Vermont to be finished, and then taken to Washington. I believe it was Coolidge laid the wreath on, or no, well, it was one of the presidents.
Harding.
Harding laid the wreath on that Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, World War I soldier who, unidentified, they buried on that spot. And but the block was the largest block ever quarried at the time.
Well, this is an amazing industry. You're an artist, though, right? So you are a sculptor.
Right. Yeah. All the good artists never get caught. That's one thing you got to remember. You never get caught if you're a good artist, because it's just like a good con man. You never saw him. You never knew him when he took you.
Yeah.
That's the same thing we try to do here. Is try to give you the benefit of explaining to you just exactly what you are buying. But then you get it home and you go, what did I buy? A piece of stone, a rock. What am I going to do with it? Just look at it. It's just like anything else. It doesn't have any value. It's art.
Yeah.
Art is something you just look at.
We find your art on the internet anywhere?
No, it was rejected by the internet. It was on for a while, then it crashed. The site crashed. I don't know why, but
so somebody wanted to find
radical.
Somebody looking for your art. Would they find it on the Vermont Marble Company
Yes,
website?
we have a website for the Vermont Marble Museum, which you can Google and find pictures of some of my work and other artists that work here.
Your first name is?
Alan.
He's Alan.
Yeah.
And this, how long did it take you to get this far on this rock right here?
It took about 3 days.
Well, you're a slow worker is all I can say. If you keep this up, you're never going to get anything done.
Well, Slow, that's my middle name, Slow. And that helps me to get done this kind of work, because it is slow work. Yeah, Dusty Slow Marble is my actual full real name. And that contributes to the success that I'm having, which is not much. Yeah, actually I do quite well, but it's a tough year to sell art.
Yeah. This over here is your sketches of stuff that you do. Is that what this is?
Well, no, those are books on shapes and
forms.
This is a book, Art Forms in Nature.
Ah.
Yeah. Which I use for shapes that I make.
Like this thing here. Where's some other interesting piece in this big shop here? Look at this.
Outside, probably.
Wow, what a workshop. Nice place to work, huh?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Inside, no heavy lifting, or is there heavy lifting?
Yes, there is if you want it.
Okay.
You can lift heavy, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
glad we had this little talk.
Well, thank you very much, and
Maybe some more
it's been a
people.
pleasure.
Maybe some more people come here and see the Vermont
We'll
marble.
be happy to have them. It was a very friendly state, very welcome. One of our mottos is, "Welcome to Vermont, now go home." That's a bumper sticker that you really don't want to advertise, but you do see it a few times for some misfits that probably shouldn't be in the state. But actually, I'm a flatlander myself. I come from Ohio, so I'm not a true Vermonter. This fellow could take his camera and search of the true Vermonter. It might take you an hour and a half, 2 hours to find one.
I was just saying to my wife the other day, how many of these people out here in their brand name T-shirts and their boater shoes and stuff, how many of those people are real Vermonters? They all moved in here to see real Vermonters. They should charge, the real Vermonters should charge for you to come look at them. Maybe they're in a cage
Well, the real Vermonters have a great sense of humor, and they like to talk about heavy machinery and stuff like that, moving ground around and pulling up trees, things like that. And you know, when the days when it used to be nice and when there was nobody here, it was from out of state, stuff like that. This is, you know, the nostalgia that they have, and the focus is usually on John Deere heavy equipment or something like that, something they can make a joke about. But you know, they have a sense of humor. If you can find it, then you found one.
But they ran all the Indians off, right? So we're not going to see the guys that were in the Last of the Mohicans movie and stuff like that. We don't see them around here.
Yeah, we chased most of the Indians off, and they went down. Now they're making a fortune at those casinos, gambling. So the Indians went down to make some real money, while we're up here in the woods.
Dealing with these rocks.
Trying to work with rock.
And maple syrup.
Maple syrup and rocks. Yes.
Could have picked an easier life, but oh well.
We could have picked, and plus the winters are 4 or 5 months long. They're unforgiving.
Well, I want to thank you for this little interview.
Well, it's been my pleasure. I put you down with one of the great filmmakers, Fellini and Bergman, the different filmmakers that I've seen. You seem to have the demeanor to be a great director.
Well, it's amazing how accurate you are. Thank you very much.